character?
Yeah, so I got involved with the project. I was the last component. Bella was already on the project, and I got involved through the classic ways of acting, auditioning. Then I did the director read, and then my chemistry read, which was with Bella Thorne. And Bella helped me so much because chemistry reads are when you do it with the leading person who's already assigned, and you basically see if you guys have chemistry. And I texted Bella because I'd known her a little bit prior, and I texted her and I was like, "Hey, I have this chemistry read with you today. Any chance you would come and meet me?" And she was like, 100%. Like, just print out an extra sides and I'll come and meet you. I was like, really? She's like, yeah, just choose a place and I'll come meet you. So she drove all the way. Her mom dropped her off at the Montage Hotel over there. We met for over an hour, went through all the sides, and just, like, hung out and got so much more comfortable with it. What would an hour do? But it was, like, right before the audition, had already some chemistry and were, like, way more comfortable with each other. So that helped me so much. But why I got involved with the project was, I love a romance, I love a love story, and obviously this isn't your ordinary love story because it deals with a character which is portrayed by Bella Thorne that has a real rare genetic disease called XP, which is even the smallest amount of sunlight can be proven deadly. And it's following their relationship and how my character kind of pulls her out of this life of isolation and allows her to embark on a journey of love and feel what it feels like to be a quote-unquote normal teenager for that period of time. So it was.
I cried despite myself.
Oh, did you? Yes, that's how I got involved and why I wanted to.
And how was your first experience? I mean, this is your first leading role.
Yeah, it was so much fun. We had such a great time filming it. We shot it in Vancouver, and again, it's you either kind of like you mesh with the person or you don't. Me and Bella got along. We were in Vancouver for 2 months, and there was no one else really that we hung out with, so it was just me and her, We worked, and then when we got back, we hung out, and we would go on bike rides and hikes and just do stuff together. And as the filming process went on and continued, we got closer with each other, and I think that was portrayed on screen as well, that in the beginning it's a little bit more awkward and you don't know this character, and then as your relationship develops, you guys get closer as well, on and off screen. But experience-wise, it was great. We just had so much fun, and I can't wait to do more.
Were you that smooth at 17, 18?
Yeah. Well, actually, I shot this when I was 21, 22. So yeah, I think I was that smooth.
And how old are you now?
24.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, we filmed this a little bit ago.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Did you realize how much a girl's best friend is involved in beginning parts of relationships like Morgan was?
Yeah, I did because, I've had girlfriends and I know the whole situation, how the friend plays in, and you got to win over the friends. Mm-hmm. And same for guys, for girls, by the way. When I met my girlfriends, trust me, all the guy friends have their input too, and do they like her, do they not, what do they think, can she hang out with the boys, can she not? So, it's a vice versa situation, but yeah, that role is really fun, and yeah.
So what made you want to be an actor in the first place?
Growing up, obviously my dad's done some films, so
A few.
yeah, just a few. My favorite thing growing up, and you can ask him, was just going to set. He would come and pick me up early from school, throw me in the Hummer, and we'd drive to set, and I just, I always wanted to sleep there. I wanted to just stay there all day because I would, I would watch movies, then I'd visit him in the makeup room, watch him get, become from Dad to Mr. Freeze or to Terminator or something, and then go to set, watch this idea of something on paper become a reality in terms of film. And then during our breaks, he would always film on, this was more when films were always shot in LA, and we would get to film on Universal Studios. So we had a golf cart, and we would just drive around and go to all the rides, and I would do it every day. And then I'd go to craft services and had all the candy and everything. So I just loved going to sets, and I just fell in love with film, and I always wanted to do film, and I was doing some theater classes at school, and the plays throughout lower school, middle school, high school, and then, Yeah, I think my parents always knew, but they also wanted me to get my education. They wanted me to finish high school. They wanted me to go to college. And I'm happy that I did, you know. My dad obviously is someone that has a path in acting, but also has the real estate and business side and then the political side, so he wanted me to get the other side of things, and acting is, you know, you can work for 3 months and then not work for a year, whatever. So having other things that you love to do during the other times is important as well.
What did you? Sorry. What is your degree in?
I have a business degree and a cinematic arts film degree.
From where?
University of Southern California,
Oh, okay.
USC.
Good.
Yeah,
Were the,
Trojans.
Were the sets more fun than being in Sacramento, or did you get a chance
Yeah.
to do some of that? You know,
Sacramento, yeah, I mean, it was like, again, when my dad ran for governor, I was, I don't even know, 10 or something, 11. So, you know, when you're 10 or 11, the Capitol or movie sets. You know, it's, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely a great experience. I got to learn a lot. You know, obviously being governor, it's amazing, but for me as a kid, going to the film sets was more fun for me.
Do you remember specifically what sets you had the most fun on as a kid?
I mean, Terminator 3, a lot of filming was right up here on the hillside over by the Griffith Observatory, and I got to do hikes and stuff like that and go into the Griffith Observatory, which was cool. But my favorite was just anytime we got to work on the Universal lot. Because, again, just riding the golf cart, like, literally, you get to go to King Kong or, like, Jaws and everything, and it was just, like, dream come true for a kid.
So your name, does
Yeah.
it help or hinder?
I mean, there's always, you know, people can look at anything, whether it's the name or anything in life, as a positive or a negative. You know, I definitely like to see it as a positive. I've gotten to meet so many people in the film industry from my dad, people that he's worked with since he was young that, I mean, for example, Mike Medavoy, the producer who helped him get the role of Terminator, one of his first big films, the film that I shot in Austin, Texas, which was The Long Road Home on National Geographic, that was a miniseries, and the main producer was Mike Medavoy. So getting to work with him when I'm 24 and him working with my dad when he was, whatever it was, 30 or 20s or something, and it's just like those two worlds colliding and getting to work with the same people, it's awesome. But, you know, does it open up some doors for me or help me meet people? Yeah, but again, everything in life, if you're not going to put the time in, if you're not going to work, if you're not dedicated, people can only care so much what your name is.
Right,
I mean, if you're not going to, you know, put all the work in, then they'll say next.
Correct.
Yeah, so yes and no. It
Okay.
helps. Yeah.
Your character is a swimmer, very
Yeah.
slim, slender, cut.
Yeah.
Opposite of your dad.
Right,
bulkier,
right.
More.
Yeah.
So where do you fall in real life?
Well, before this, I love like weightlifting. I love eating. I love doing just like bulking up and stuff. And I lost like 15 or 20 pounds for this role because I just stopped really lifting and started swimming. And when you start swimming, your body goes from more like this, and you just get these wider shoulders and then slimmer waist. It's so much cardio, and it's full body that your upper body's still getting the workout, but you're just burning so many calories while you're doing it. So that's what I did. I had someone from the USC swim team train me 4 days a week at the pool.
Sweet.
So that was a great experience, and I actually got really good at swimming.
Nice.
Yeah.
Brett, your favorite stroke?
Just freestyle was, the butterfly was the toughest, and that was like the least what we did. But in the movie, all I was doing was freestyling.
But you kind of did a motion where you were showing Bella's character the.
Oh yeah, that was the breaststroke.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, look at
Good
that.
observation.
Almost caught me off guard.
Yeah, I didn't want to spoil it and be like, yeah.
Had to be
well,
sharp with this group.
Yeah, no, that's a great scene though.
Yeah.
It's a cute scene.
Super cute. Yeah.
I do have another question.
Mhm.
There was some really intense emotional scenes,
Right.
and I recommend it as a bring Kleenex with
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
know. So how did you decompress after those intense scenes? And was there?
We got really lucky that the last scene where I'm driving in the car and where I read the book, we did that in just the one take because it was a situation where the director, first off, I'm driving this old Ford I think it's a Bronco. It's a truck, and it's, you know, you can't. It's not like let's get Bluetooth going with music. It's not let's plug in the phone. So when her song plays, he put his phone in the car, and he just played it, and it was like the first time I had heard it, and it was just cool, just like listening to it. And he just let me drive the whole way of the song on the coast, and he just filmed the whole thing. And he was like, after that, he was like, perfect, we got it. And I was like, amazing. He was like, yeah, I just put the phone in there. I was like, no, that was really smart, because I was like actually listening to what he was saying, and it worked out really well. And then same when we drive, right after that, we drove and we stopped up on the hillside where I read the book. And I just thought it was going to be a book, but he actually put all the photos and and had Bella write the stuff inside and write a note and everything. And it was like, the note on its own is pretty emotional.